Hi, I'm Paul Feiner. I'm the Greenburgh Town Supervisor, and I was thinking today, there's so many depressing stories in the world, and people are angry at each other, hate each other, so it's uplifting to have an opportunity to interview Margaret Rowan, who's a 20-year resident of Dobbs Ferry, and she was recently named by the River Towns Dispatch as a Volunteer of the Month for all your contributions to the community. And I was really so impressed with what you've done. And our town is really lucky to have people like you.
Oh, thank you.
So if anybody is depressed when you read the paper, you should watch this interview and you'll feel good about our community and about the human race. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so I have lived in Dobbs Ferry for 20 years. I was always in the field of early childhood education as a teacher and then as a director for almost 40 years. I just retired a few months ago, so I have been trying different things. I went back to school to be a sleep coach because I felt that if I could support families by helping them get their children to sleep and have a peaceful, sleep-filled home, it would be a benefit to more of our community.
I never heard of sleep coaches. So this is for parents of newborns?
Not only newborns. I work with children all the way through school age who might have difficulty getting to sleep, staying asleep. So it's a new field for me that I'm very excited about.
And what are some of the tips that you give?
Well, the tips are mainly consistency. For any child above an infant, you really need to support them. And sleep coaching is really supporting your child.
And actually, being a sleep coach is consistent to what you've done in your life because you're trying to figure out ways of making life better for other people.
Yes, really to support families because when you have sleep, all of your life changes.
Is sleep coaching also good for older people? Because I know a lot of older people who can't fall asleep at night.
Yes, there's so much research now on sleep for everyone and some consistent routines to follow that really do assist you in getting to sleep and staying asleep.
Any tips? Well, this probably will get it big. The ratings will go up now.
Yes, and one of the biggest tips for adults is really to stay off technology an hour before sleep. It's life-changing for people because of the blue light that comes from most of our technology. It really can assist you with sleep.
I was thinking of reading like a budget or something technical.
I don't think because that will put you to sleep, right?
Yeah, that was my idea. But you've also you were very involved in Treehouse. What is that?
Treehouse is a bereavement program. The aspect of it that I volunteer in is mainly supporting children who have lost a sibling or a parent. The group that I assist with is a group of 4- and 5-year-olds, mainly who have lost a parent, but some have lost a sibling.
And are they located in Westchester?
Yes, they are. We work out of the Chapel School in Bronxville.
That is great. Are there a lot of children who take advantage of that program? Amazingly
so. Even for the group of very young children, we can have anywhere from 8 to 10 to 12 children in our group.
Wow. And what are some of the tips that you give, say?
It's mainly supporting children. And the biggest aspect of having children together is that they realize that other children are going through the same bereavement that they are. And that's so comforting to them.
Is there like a difference if somebody's like 2 years old or 3 years old or 7 years old?
Yes, so our group is just 4 and 5 and some 6-year-olds in the group that I work with. But there are children there right up through teens and some young college.
And I guess the younger kids probably are able to cope better than the.
And I've always worked with the younger children, but I think that each group has their specialty, and I think just having the support of a program such as that is truly amazing. And while the children are in my group, the adults are also receiving support.
That is really such a tremendous service that you're doing.
It's a great group of people who do amazing things for children and families.
Right. You know, it's funny because I've been active in politics since high school, and I never was aware of that organization, and you know, something that really I should let people know, especially
Yes,
if they have.
I found out about it through the Rivertown paper, because at that time my mother and uncle had passed away, very close to one another, and I thought it would benefit my son, but because it wasn't a sibling or a parent, he wasn't able to attend the group. But I just felt that it fulfilled such a need that maybe since I was in the field of early childhood education, I could assist in some way.
That's great. Another group that you've been involved in is Access Equestrian. And could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, they are a barn facility with horses, and they provide therapy for children through working with the horses.
Ah,
It's amazing.
And where are they located?
They're in Mount Kisco, and I have absolutely no horse experience whatsoever, but I was just so interested in seeing how the horses would relate to the children and the children to the horses, and it has been just an amazing experience.
That is great. Is that an organization that is well known around the county? Like a lot of these not-for-profits, how do they publicize all the good things that they're doing?
It's amazing. I think that they are pretty filled up right now with the amount of therapy they can offer to children. And I think that a lot of people find it through word of mouth.
As a volunteer, who does a lot of good for others, is there a message that you have for other people why volunteering is something that is rewarding?
Well, it's just so fulfilling just to see what these programs do for families and children. It's amazing, and I feel like I get as much out of it as the children in the program, because you really get to feel that you're helping other people and just supporting children.
When you were growing up, were your parents also involved in civic activities, or is it sort of like hereditary being good-natured?
Both my parents were very good-natured. My mother did a lot of quiet volunteering, I would call it. She would help neighbors, she would help friends. You could tell her anyone needed assistance and she would assist, not through an organization, but really just through herself and her heart.
Ah, that's good. And another group that you've been involved in is the Miracle League. And what's the Miracle League about?
Miracle League is amazing. They have a totally rubberized baseball field in Hartsdale, in one of the county parks, actually.
That's actually, yeah, the Ridge Road Park.
Yes. And that allows any child to be involved in playing baseball. Again, I saw it in one of the Westchester magazines, and both of my sons volunteered there as buddies. So every child who plays has a buddy volunteer. And over the years, I've worked with them in their holiday event. Having been a teacher and received so many gifts, I would always think of ways in which I could share my gifts and collect from other teachers and find a way to use those gifts. So over the years, it's become a big part of their holiday event. We create a free shop, in a way, where at the holiday event, the children can come and pick a gift for their parent. So anybody can donate gently used or new gift items, and the children come and choose something for them.
One of the community leaders in the town, Doreen Lifson, has been suggesting that we have a universal playground. We're actually getting 14 acres of parkland at the former Elmwood Country Club, on
Oh,
Dobbs
yes,
Ferry Road.
yes.
So they're building like 113 units of single-family homes, and the developer is donating 14 acres for parkland. And Doreen had suggested that we create a universal playground for the disabled. So that's sort of similar to.
Yes, well, there's also one, I think, at Ridge Road, that
Right.
children in wheelchairs can use that play facility also.
Right. It must make you smile when you see somebody who's physically challenged have a better life.
Yes, yes, amazing. The Miracle League does amazing things for children. They also have a huge Halloween event at Ridge Road Park where all children of all abilities can attend that also.
And what I've found, from my experiences, many children with physical disabilities, or I'd say physical challenges, for some reason, they whenever I speak to them, they're always in a good mood.
It's very true, very true.
There was one young man, and I saw him at the park. He said he was looking for a summer opportunity. He got a job. He had some some challenges. And every day I see him, he says it's the best day of his life.
That's
and
great.
It's really amazing because people who have everything sometimes don't appreciate it.
Correct, yes.
From your experiences with early childhood, because you spent many years there, could you tell us a little bit about the challenges of early childhood programs?
I wouldn't want to speak about the challenges. I'd more want to speak about the joys of working with young children. It's just an amazing field to work in because, as you say, young children come to every day like it's the best day of their life. They're always ready to play and interact and just learn and explore. So it was a very rewarding career.
Yeah, I have a grandniece who's 2.5 years old, and every day I see her, she says she's ready for school, and I say, "Are you ready?" And she says, "I'm ready. I'm ready." It's. Do you feel that if somebody goes to like a pre-K school, it could help them get into Harvard?
I think that it helps their social skills and to learn the skills of being social in a group at that age is just so important because at most of the learning centers there's no technology. So children are working with their hands, they're exploring, they're talking, and it's just a very special time for them to build the skills they need for school.
I see you said no technology. What age would you recommend a parent give their child a phone?
Oh, that's a hard question. Many people use it now for safety, so usually middle school, definitely.
But not when they're 5?
No.
Or 6?
No.
And I guess if they, because she's already, my grandniece is already asking for a phone, and she's only 2.5 years old. In terms of pre-K, I was speaking to somebody a couple days ago who lives in Ardsley, and he's organizing an effort to try getting pre-K for the Ardsley schools. Is there a real value should every school district have pre-K?
Well,
in your opinion?
Every child should have an opportunity to go to an early childhood program, especially now that so much is required for them in kindergarten. It's good to have some basis. And if having it in the public school means that it's accessible to all, then that would be wonderful.
And I guess the kids who don't have pre-K or early childhood, they're at a big disadvantage, really, in terms of social skills, in terms of learning, and all that. What age do the kids actually start learning how to read? Or, do they learn?
Well, I think that throughout all of the early childhood education, they're learning the skills they need to learn to be ready to read. So it's important for every age group to learn the precursors for reading.
The other question I have is if there's no pre-K in a school district and a parent is looking at possibilities for the kids, what are some of the what should parents look for in terms of a good pre-K program?
For any early childhood program right now is the consistency of staff. You want longevity of staff because they have more opportunity to have training and to be ready with experience to work with children. It's difficult in the field right now because of the amount of turnover that there is in many of the programs, because working with young children is demanding and very rewarding, but it takes a special person to want that as their career, to study that field and to work with children for a long period of time.
Right, so somebody has to have the patience.
Yes, and the interest, yes,
Right.
and the love for young children.
And so you love the job. You must have loved the job.
I did. It was a very rewarding career.
What made you go into the field?
I always knew that I would work with children from a young age. And I started out as a teacher, and I loved that also, and then moved into administration.
Is there like a difference between some of the skills of pre-K or early childhood and, say, a first grade or second grade teacher?
I think so. I think it's a special person that goes into the field of early childhood education and really enjoys working with children that age, because a lot of it is building relationships with children, not basically direct teaching at all times. A lot of it focuses on the interactions and teaching through experiences.
When if somebody's interested in the field, do they have to go for special classes? Is there licensing? Is that something that people should also, parents should actually inquire about?
Yes, most of the programs in our area are licensed, so that means everyone within the program has met the requirements needed.
And what are some of the requirements?
It could be a CDA or a degree in early childhood education. A lot of our workers had attended Westchester Community College for their early childhood courses, and that's an excellent program.
Are the early child, I know a lot of people who deal with, young kids, the salaries are not that great. Is that an issue also, or is the
It is
salaries...
for retention of faculty, but people who are truly committed really work through that and try to make the best of the lower salaries.
Right. Are there any other volunteer activities that you've been involved in?
Yes, I also work at a volunteer at a program called Sunday Supper, which feeds people who have food insecurities. So we do that every 6 weeks.
So food insecure, what do you mean by that?
So people who might not know where their next meal might come from, and who might not have the ability to have a home-cooked meal where they're living at that time, will come to this facility for a home-cooked Sunday supper.
And where is that again?
That's in Nyack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, and we don't have any group in Westchester that would be similar?
You
We have
probably
food pantries.
do, but at that time I was working full-time and I needed something that I could do on the weekend, and that program runs on a Sunday evening. So.
Have you worked at all with the Dobbs Ferry food pantry?
I did collections at the last program that I was at and donated them to the Dobbs Ferry Food Pantry, but I would definitely like to get more involved in that program.
I know the Tarrytown Rotary, they donated, it's actually interesting, a box outside the Tarrytown Village Hall, and people could drop off food. It's like a cupboard, and
Yes,
they could
I've
also,
seen those, yes.
They could actually then take food. And I want to get that for I've written to some of the, like the Rotary clubs, and wanted to see if they would do something similar here, because, I like the idea of people basically not being like embarrassed,
Right.
if they need food. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's like a little demeaning, but if you could just go to town hall and it's outside and nobody's watching you and
Correct.
you're hungry, you could just take a can of soup or something. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to donate it, it could be done anonymously. You could donate food, you could take the food. So I'd love to see something like that.
Yeah.
We have like a bin at town hall, but I think this would be better. Mm-hmm. Any other groups that you've been involved in?
I've also taught religion for a couple of different programs.
Where?
Right now, I'm volunteering at a program in Elmsford.
Oh, that's great. So you actually are practicing religion rather than only praying religion, right?
Yes, I do try.
Sometimes I say, people go to temple or they go to church or their mosque, and they could be praying, and then right after they start getting into a fight with their neighbors. So you're a role, a role model for that. So so how many hours a week do you spend on volunteer work?
It depends. Some things happen every other week, every few weeks. So I would say 5 or 6 a week.
Oh, wow. So that's great. Any other advice that you would have for residents? In terms of volunteering.
I think just if you see something that's interesting to you, just try it. It's not a commitment for life. You can try different things and see where your skills lie and where you're comfortable.
And how did you feel when you got honored by the Rivertown's Dispatch?
Oh,
Because it's only once a month, and I think there's only been a handful of people so far who have gotten this honor. So
I was very surprised, and it truly was an honor.
Yeah, well, you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
And again, we're so fortunate in our community to have people like you.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you so much for joining us. And anything else you'd like to say?
No, thank you for having me. It's
Great.
been an honor.
You're a really great asset to the community, and we should have clones because if there were more people like Margaret Rowan in the world would be a much better place to live. Again, I find people like you very, very inspiring, and again, it just would be nice if everybody was like you.
Oh, thank you.
Great. So I'm Paul Feiner, Greenburgh Town Supervisor, and see everybody soon.